Hey, listen, I quit. Yeah, I'm going into stocks.
Name of the game. Move the money from your client's pocket into your pocket.
But if you can make your clients money at the same time, it's advantageous to everyone, correct?
No.
No one is paying attention.
It's unbelievable.
Have to act now.
God, this is intimate. I feel like I'm financially inside of you or something.
Okay.
I have 5 houses and a condo.
I'm considering going long on April wheat. What do you think, Valentine?
So many gurus out there telling you what to do, but on this channel you're going to get the real deal. That is basically the premise of it, right? So once again, support the channel so other people know that we're here. Other people like you looking for this kind of education for free can tune onto the channel and see what it is that we do here. Right, so moving on. So first things first, I'm going to essentially walk you through the steps, so everything that you need to know to be able to pull off the single best trading strategy out there. It's just how the markets are traded, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why I say that and why you should be looking at that. And if you're not looking at that, it would explain a lot of the challenges that you face as you come into these markets today. And I'm going to talk you through this step by step. Now, granted, I have done a ton of videos. In fact, this is a follow-on video of another video I did around this same topic, but following the market from a couple of days ago. I think it's important when we do these sessions, we have a lot of continuity, because again, as you tune in, you're going to find that some people are going to join me and that I've spoken about this before and they have no clue, and you know, they're just like super concerned. But in any case, keep following the channel. Yeah, you can go back and watch some of my videos and you'll see how we do things. So no need to panic, no need to be concerned that, oh crap, I don't know what I'm doing, this seems too complicated. Trust me, it isn't complicated, and this stuff will make your life so much easier. Alright, so let's cut to the chase. So here I've got a charter cable, right? So this is a TPO charter cable. So first and foremost, for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with market profile, and I know it's not very common in the retail trading space, however, it is very common in the institutional trading space, and that's just how things are. Don't ask me why, okay? I have my theories, but again, don't ask me why. So what are we looking at? So here we're looking at a daily profile of British pound sterling, right? Now the time frames are independent from the chart. We had to code this stuff for MT4, so it works independently, which is why we have a panel to regulate everything that goes on with the TPO chart. The only thing that this specific chart uses is the scale. And I'm going to show you why it is so easy for me to be able to decide what I want to do and be able to put that information out there and have people come back to me and say, God damn, how did you know that? And I just get to say, well, it's just because I like to look at profiles. You're basically getting the same thing that you see on a candlestick chart, but you're just getting it in a more organized fashion, right? So these are profiles, right? So essentially they are, think of them as daily candlesticks, right? So you're looking on here, you're looking at daily candlesticks, and then what the profile does that nothing else can do, it actually shows you what goes on in those candlesticks based on an auction period. That could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, based on an auction period that you can actually select. So what do I mean by that? So I'm going to expand out these profiles. So I'm going to split them so you can see the auctions. So here you can see, and we can zoom in a little bit. I tend not to do that because I want to see the whole screen, but you can actually see R period, Q period, P period. And I know if you're using a mobile phone, you're probably squinting at this point in time, but don't worry. When I edit out this video, I'm going to try and get as much zoom effect in anything that I'm trying to show you. So you can see the rotations, right? Quite clear. A, B, C, D, E, F, and they're labeled in letters, and they just recycle back to small letters A, B, C, D. so on. So this is the auction periods, and all of these together make up 1 day, right? So we start at midnight and then we cycle through to current market hours, which is 4 p.m. London time, or GMT. So you can see that here quite clearly. Right, so now that we can see that, let's just zoom back out a bit so you can see what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to split another day, right? So you can see how the days link. There's not too much gapping because we deal in currencies, so I'm going to split another day. So I'll split 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll split 5 days for argument's sake. So pretty much I've got a 5-day profile split. So I'm able to see a couple of things. The first thing I'm able to see is the value high and the value low. So that is determined by this little bar here. If we close, oops, didn't mean to do that. It's going to struggle at this stage because I'm not supposed to. There we go. Volume. That's it. So I'm not supposed to split, put on the volume chart when I split the profiles. That normally causes the system to seize up a little bit. It's a lot of data being churned through MT4. It's not really designed for this, but we've got it as smooth as we can get it. Now, bear in mind, there are market profile charts, for example, on Sierra charts. In my opinion, it just costs more money. So if you can build something like this is awesome. And then you can just use a platform like MT4, MT5 that's pretty much you can get for free on a demo, and then you can benefit from the feed, and you're pretty much saying the same thing. So it's a really good way if you're a new trader to keep costs down. Of course, if you want to go and pay for Sierra charts and you want to pay on a monthly basis, and then you can get a more customizable TPO chart. And in fact, I have a video on this channel that shows you exactly how to set up your Sierra charts time price opportunity. So again, just scroll through the channel and you'll be able to see it. It should be my Trader Knowledge Bank playlist. Anyway, moving on. So you can clearly see here that I've got, so there we go, split this up a little bit. So I've split 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You can see the value high and the value low, right? It tells you the price. You can see the initial balance, right? And what does this mean? Well, the initial balance tells you, it gives you a reading for the first hour of trading. The value high and low tells you what traders have considered value. The low is rather the reasonable or the fair value cheapest prices. And we can also see what the fair value highest prices are. So that's evident. And then we can see the auctions, how each auction fared on. So we can see that. And then we can see what happened over subsequent days. And then we can see other data like single prints, for example. So we know where the market is heavy, where it took in responsive buying or responsive selling, as the case may be. So for those of you who've been following me for the past couple of years, you probably know all about this stuff. But let's pretend that you don't. Now, how do we equate that to liquidity trading, which is why I'm sure a lot of you are watching this channel, because a lot of people are finally understanding that liquidity is something that you can find in specific places on the chart, right? And most people tend to get trapped in these areas, right? And you're going to see why. So let's take a look. Let's expand this out a little bit. So we can see this, and if you look at this against a candlestick chart, so this is cable as a candlestick chart. I'm just going to put it on, where are we? There we go. Let's put it on a 1 hour time frame, and you're pretty much going to see the same thing as we were just looking at there. So you can see almost exactly the same pattern. If I zoom into this, let's open it up. Right, so you can see if I then now do this, right, same pattern. You go up on a spike, blah, 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 blah. And then if you look at it here on a candlestick, da, da, da. And that's because these rotations are 1 hour rotations. These rotations or candlesticks are 1 hour candlesticks. It's pretty easy, right? So we can kind of get that. But what information is missing straight away? Well, let's pop here. First and foremost, we don't have everything condensed into the daily profile. So we can't see the value high or low. There is no statistical calculation that's been done to tell you that. So technically speaking, you don't know where fair value is against the chart. You don't know what the initial balance is. So some traders might call this, or might equate this to a kind of opening range. So you can't really see that. And definitely you could see prints, but you can't see them dynamically. So if you're trading, you can't actually really visualize what is a reliable print, right? So there's some things, information you can't get. So if you think of candlesticks as a summary of what's going on, and if you think of a market profile chart as a more in-depth statistical analysis of everything that's going over these frameworks, using the profile as the frame of reference. So this is what we expect to see when we look at a profile chart. And this is what we expect to see when we look at a candlestick chart. However, it's not much difference, to be fair, which is why I can do the same thing on a profile that I can do on a candlestick. Now, the thing the profile chart does for me, right, if you look at this very closely, you can see that you're not getting a lot of anxiety from looking at the profile chart. Even though the price is ticking lower, for example, you're not feeling like you need to do anything. Now let's change that quant picture again. Now you look at this chart. Now all the colors and the way it's illustrated the movement of the ticker all sort of puts you in that position where you feel like you need to act. Either you're going to get scared or you're going to get worried. So it stimulates anxiety, and that's because a lot of the market has been gamified. They need people to act on impulse and emotion. So the people creating these markets, that is exactly what they're hoping to stimulate. They want to stimulate emotion.
Hey, listen, I quit. Yeah, I'm going into stocks.
Name of the game. Move the money from your client's pocket into your pocket.
But if you can make your clients money at the same time, it's advantageous to everyone, correct?
No.
No one is paying attention.
It's unbelievable.
Have to act now.
God, this is intimate. I feel like I'm financially inside of you or something.
Okay.
I have 5 houses and a condo.
I'm considering going long on April wheat. What do you think, Valentine?